Oh, what is going on, guys? Happy Friday. Welcome back to another flipping and money-making live stream. I'm your host with the most, Scapenomics, and guys, I'm ready to make some bank today. It's been a long week, but we are here flipping on this lovely, lovely Friday evening. I can't wait to go ahead and get into it. We've got 2,130,000,000 GP on hand, and we also have our favorite, the Miller Lite, in our hand as well, ready to consume for this lovely Friday evening. So I'm hoping the margins are looking good today. It does look like things are getting a little bit stiffer after we're kind of seeing a little bit of a volatility decrease after these real-time prices came out, right? And I think that makes a pretty much makes sense, right? A lot of people trying out the new real-time prices since they got implemented into the game. So honestly, we're going to see what happens. I mean, I think it's going to be fine. I think we're still going to be able to make a little bit of profit, albeit probably not as much as last week. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and get into it today and crack into the flips. Let me know what you guys have been flipping this week, if the flipping has been going well or not. I'm always excited to know that. And of course, we're going to crack off the day today, starting off with the Twisted Bow. So let me go ahead and get that thing listed. Currently, it's advertising a pretty large margin. I don't really know if we're actually going to be able to hit that or not. If I had to guess, it's probably a quote-unquote fake margin where we're not going to be able to hit that. But again, we're going to see here in a second. We have Flocka. He says, hi. Good to see you, Flocka. We also have STW Benny. He says, how you doing today, Scape? I'm doing very well. Thank you, Benny. We have Haruko saying as well, hello, mate. Good to see you, Haruko. Thank you to everybody for tuning in today. Be sure to drop a like if you do enjoy, guys. And let's make some money today, guys. I'm really excited to get into it and have a good session because I didn't really get to flip a ton yesterday, which is sad. I mean, I always like to have a flipping session every day if I can make time for it, but unfortunately, that doesn't happen for me every single day. So today we've got the time. We're going to get into it today. I'm going to do a little bit of flipping on stream, probably do some flipping later tonight for a video as well. That way I can get that out to you guys and give you some content. I'm really trying to increase my uploads on YouTube. That's like been my goal these past couple of weeks. So please bear with me while I do that. Now let's go ahead and do the Imbued Heart as well. We'll get a couple of these cracked into the Grand Exchange here and see if we can make a little bit of money trading them back and forth today. So we're going to get about 8 of those going. Let them do their thing. We have Ice-T saying, hey, right on time, guys. Ice-T, man, it's good to see you back in the live streams. competitive and a lot harder to find good margins. So if that is the case for you, then I'd try. Well, I mean, of course, don't like stay up late trying to flip in RuneScape if you have, you know, important responsibilities the next day. But if you can do it, then I honestly think you will find some good profits if you are able to flip during an off-peak time. That's what I've been trying to do. Nothing too extreme, but I have been trying to flip off-peak as much as I can just to see how much better the profits actually are, and they are substantially better in my experience. So I would definitely recommend checking that out as long as it cooperates with your schedule. Gyroscope says, I haven't flipped in a bit. I'm all in on D-Harpoons. Oh my god. Good luck with that, man. Good luck, Gyra. I never recommend investing all of your cash stack, but if that's your strategy, then good luck to you, man. SS Kappa says, honestly, Ice-T, take a few days off. It will be there when you come back. Absolutely. And good to see you, Kappa, man. Thank you for tuning in today. Now, these Arcane, I always call them Ancestral Spirit Shields. I'm such a dummy. The Arcane Spirit Shields are actually buying up relatively quick. We are on margin for those, although we're a little bit over now, but the margin does look like it is stretching in the upward direction. We might see some price run on that, so I'm very happy to get in at this price point, and we're just going to try to trade a few back and forth. What can I say? Hopefully make a couple of G or a couple K off that. I think right now we're looking at about maybe, I don't know, could be 600K if we flip 3 of these. I would like to sell these ones back though for the current margin here. Try to get them off, secure those profits, not wait too long on anything here today. Now, the Vigorous Chain Maces are not moving as well, so I'm actually going to turn around and try to get them in somewhere else. We still are on margin for the Twisted Bow, so I think we're just going to play that very, very patiently, even though we're just slightly over the margin. So we could be a little bit more aggressive on that to try and buy one, but I don't really think it's worth it. I'm going to try to get one Grazi going as well.
I approached my grandfather, and he wouldn't talk about it. Now, after all these years, like 7 years have gone by.
Oh, sorry, Stoof. I share a Spotify account, so anytime I'm streaming, if someone changes, someone tries to watch something else, then someone played a podcast and it messed it up, okay? Anyway. Hopefully that wasn't going on for too long. Regardless, though. God dang it, man. F in the chat. Anyway, it wasn't even an interesting podcast, man. God, at least play some Joe Rogan or something. Anyway, we're gonna get back to the flipping here. We do have this Grazi here, which is advertising a 300K margin right now, so I really would like to flip one of these. I don't think we're going to easily be able to sell this thing off, so I do imagine it's going to be a little bit harder than we originally anticipated. Now, we do have the Arcane Spirit Shield as well. The margin's coming down on that very, very rapidly, so I would like to turn around and sell them as quickly as I can. We're looking at a much smaller margin on them now than we were previously, about even like 2 minutes ago. So we could just dump them back for a cheaper price, but I am going to try to be a little bit competitive on these and at least get a little bit of GP out of them, although it's not something I'd like to bag hold either. Sorry about the background sounds, guys. And it's good to see everybody here today. We have Who's Man King in here. Stoof, good to see you as well. Lawintag popping in. We have Duarte saying, hey, Scape. Good to see all of you guys. Thank you for tuning in today. What podcast? It was like a financial podcast. It was Robinhood's like snacks podcast. Which, look, I'm all for it, but I don't want to listen to that on a Friday after work, okay? Markets aren't even open. So, like, yeah, I don't need this information. You know what I mean? Is it a good podcast? No, it's fine. It's not even like a podcast. It's more like a news report. Anyway, guys, how are you guys doing today? Hopefully you're having a great Friday. I know I am. Like, whew, I could not wait to get off work today. I was super happy once I did. And now we're here doing some flipping. So there's a lot of volatility today, guys, like immense amounts. And I would like to try and get some good flips in. You guys know how it is. So I would like to try and get this Elysian flipped. Now, I do think it's moving currently in the downward direction. So I'm going to list lower than the current margin. We have the buy price updating before the sell price, which is not a guaranteed sign that the item is crashing. But considering the price movements of the Elysian recently, I do expect there to be a little bit of turbulence, we'll say, flipping the Elysians. I don't think it's going to be that straightforward. I did try to flip them earlier, and I had trouble doing it, so we're going to be very patient going back in today and trying to flip a few of them. Now, we have Duarte saying, Scape, what advice will you give an advanced flipper about this new tool with real-time prices? Well, Duarte, I actually have 2 videos out already, okay? What, 2 videos, there you go, about this, and that go through my strategies with flipping in real time, with the real-time prices. But if you want a couple easy tips, one, just because the margin changes doesn't mean you have to rush your sell offers. I think a lot of people are just following the margins blatantly with these real-time price changes, and that's really not what it's about. There is a certain aspect of still waiting above margin or below margin on certain flips to get a better deal to secure more profit than you'd actually think. And definitely there's a lot more volatility on items now with these real-time prices. That's the way it seems, at least. So don't panic sell your items if something crashes. I've had 2 situations with the Elysian already where the item has dipped like 20 mil on me and has recovered within about an hour's time. So I wouldn't freak out on any items that you're in a bad situation in immediately. Hopefully that's some decent advice. Ray Leo says, wait, do you flip on the in real life GE too? I mean, occasionally, but not really. I'm not like a day trader or anything. I just have investments, but nothing too advanced. Anyway, let's go ahead and kind of look in on our offers here. It does look like the imbued hearts were a little bit off margin on those now, although they are holding a good margin. So what I'm thinking of doing is cycling back into these at a little bit higher of a price, just following that margin upwards since we still are making a decent profit on those. We're going to get the next six of those listed. We're going to let them do their thing there as well. Now, I do imagine that the Arcane Spirit Shield's not looking as good right now. It does look like our selling price did get updated, so I'm going to actually change that around as well. And just kind of bring it down a little bit from where it was previously. Should sell for that. Again, we didn't really make much on those Elysians. Or not Elysians. God dang it. The Arcane Spirit Shields, because the margin just didn't really cooperate with us. So, unfortunately, we didn't grab any significant gains on that. But we did get out of the flip. Well, we're almost about to get out of the flip successfully without any losses. So, a profit is better than a loss, I guess. What? Dude, what? Someone just bought a Twisted Bow like 2 minutes ago, exactly where I was price listed. Are you kidding me? Okay, that's so annoying. It's like as soon as I canceled it to go onto the Elysian, the freaking Twisted Bow buys on, I'm not even kidding, to the digit. It was exactly where I was listed. Are you kidding me? That is so annoying. Anyway, we're going to go back in on that. Souffle says, so when are you going to use your stock market knowledge on the OSRS market? I mean, hopefully soon. I mean, with investments and things, I mean, it's not like, I'm not like some advanced day trader or anything like that. I mean, I think real life investments are definitely a lot different than item investments. There's a lot more that goes into a company than just, oh, I think Jagex will buff this item. You know what I mean? It's like a lot more that goes into it. I'm not going to say I'm like some mastermind that can read financial graphs or anything, but I think there's a few basic things that you can take from real markets into old school RuneScape that are very helpful. Things just as simple as trends, like is the item going up or down over the year period or over the 3-month span. Just like general trends and things like that are very important to keep track of. And they're significantly overlooked as well. Like, I know a lot of people who make investments, they don't even look at the yearly graph. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to lose money that way. Read up on day trading patterns and apply them on OSRS. You could. I mean, I wish the candles, though, were a little bit better in old school RuneScape. So hopefully a site, like, makes some decent looking candles. And we'll see if that, you know, if we can use that in RuneScape. But anyway, we did get that, what was that? The Arcane Spirit Shield off. Very, very nice. Now, the Arcane Spirit Shield also had a little bit of a margin spread here, so we're actually going to go right back in on this Arcane for a lower price than we previously were buying them for. That way, we'll try to make a couple more 100k on those Arcane Spirit Shields. We also got those Imbued Hearts off fairly easy, and the margin did update on those as well, so we're going to chase those up a little bit further as our prices got updated, and people listed on top of us, so we're going to go back in for a little bit higher in price and get a few more of those Imbued Hearts going. So no more excuses. GE Tracker has candles, I'm pretty sure. They do have candles, but they don't have the real-time price information yet, I don't think. I'm actually going to check that right now. I should probably know that. Oh, they have. They have. They did update it. Very nice. Let me check it out, actually. Daily graphs will now display at 5-minute intervals, and the weekly graphs will display hourly instead of 3 hourly. Okay, nice. Very well. We'll have to investigate that a little bit later. But we do have these imbued hearts here. Let's go ahead and sell them back. Again, not making a huge profit on these at this point in time. Wait, I just sold them to myself. What is wrong with me? Dude, I've been making so many mistakes with this real-time price information. Like, I need to just take my time a little bit more and secure profits a lot easier. Because I'm such an idiot. Well, I mean, I guess we'll just sell them back for the same price point. Anyway, guys, hopefully you are doing well today. Let me know in the live chat if you've been making more money or less money with this real-time price information. I've heard so many mixed results here recently with like people making more money or less money. So I definitely like to know how it's been for you, if you've been succeeding, if you've been failing. And if you've been failing, what has been the main issue? Are prices just updating too quickly for you to actually follow? That's definitely one thing that bothers me a lot, is I have to stay like really on top of my margins all the time. And it's not like the most fun thing to do. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of like... It's you know, flipping isn't as relaxing as it used to be. It's more of like an active moneymaker now, as before it was like semi-active. Like you could leave a flip in the Grand Exchange and like go get, you know, some coffee. You could go get a drink, whatever it is. And it would be relatively easy to stay on top of your margins in the small window that you're gone. But now it's like, it's not like that at all. So, I mean, you can still get up and go do things, of course, but it's not like, you can't casually leave it. You have to leave it and be like, okay, I got to come back in a couple minutes and update these things. Doesn't help when the whole market is crashing. Stu, the markets, they are not looking good. But you know what's looking good? This freaking Twisted Bow flip. Solid margin on that today. We netted 1.3 mil flipping that Twisted Bow. They said that big margins were dead, and they were wrong. We did get a Twisted Bow off for a 1.3 mil profit. Cycling back into that Twisted Bow at a little bit higher of a price, just confirming that we can still get a Twisted Bow for a relatively cheap price here compared to where the margin is. And I think we're looking good on that. We are looking very, very solid, and the Elysian is crashing again. So, whew, good thing we avoided that, boys. I was about to ride that Ellie to Pound Town another time, which I really rather not do. I've already done that twice, and I'm not in for a third time, I'll tell you that. Now, we did get the imbued hearts off as well for their normal price, so very happy with that. I sold them to myself, laundered them through the Grand Exchange, and we sold them for a profit, so very nice. Hawk OP says, what should I flip with 50 more mil for the best profit per hour? Honestly, Hawk, you should look at the OSRS wiki, the site, and just follow the items on there that are showing some good margins. That's the best way I found to do it. But if you need some item ideas, I do have a ton of flipping guides on the channel that can point you towards some items. Deer, same exact information as before. The OSRS price wiki is going to give you the best margins at any given time for your cash stack. So honestly, I can recommend you items to try out and to keep on your watch list, but it's honestly best if you just look through that list. If you find any items you like, why not favorite them? We also have a flipping list in our Discord group as well. So many places to find items. You can find that list in our Discord group, link in the description below. Also in the chat over there somewhere. So you can check that out if you're interested as well. SS Kappa says, it doesn't affect me because bots don't flip 30 mil plus items, so I can still play my own margins lower and higher than the real-time info. Very, very nice. So it sounds like you're adapting, Kappa. That's great, man. Stay flipping, my dude, says Andy11. Andy, man, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in, man. I'm glad you stopped by. Welcome to the stream. Trying to make some solid profits today. Of course, I'm flipping. I'm always flipping here on Old School RuneScape. And the only problem with that today is trying to get these Arcanes off might be a little bit of a difficulty, so we'll have to see if we can actually do that. Ice-T says, good luck on the stream. See you later. Good to see you, Ice-T. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one, buddy. We also have World of RS. He says, hey, Sierra dude, how's the flipping going? I figured I have time to hop on your stream to enjoy it right now after being away due to work. Well, welcome back, World of RS. I'm doing fantastic on this lovely Friday evening. Hopefully you're doing good as well, World, and welcome to the stream. I mean, I don't think, World, that you've really been here since the real-time price update, have you? So the way that our flipping has changed here on the channel has just been, and it's an immense change. I mean, I know you've been active in the Discord and whatnot, but it's just been the landscape of flipping, guys, is not what it used to be. I'll tell you that. It's a lot of differences now. Let's also do these Sanguesti stabs. They're actually looking decent right now. They did do a little bit of a price hike here in the short term, so I'm hoping I'm not buying these on a crash or anything like that, but we will go in for a couple here and try to make some money. We're currently up about 2.1 mil in 21 minutes, which is not too bad, and I'm going to keep searching for some items here. Hulko P says, I want to talk to you, sir. Where can I message you? In the Discord group, link in the description below. Join the Discord. You can message me one-on-one. I'll coach you through any kind of like flipping questions you may have or anything related to flipping in old school RuneScape. I'm super open in my DMs, so please reach out to me. Anyway, we are getting these Arcane Spirit Shields off. 470k for 4 Arcane Spirit Shields. Kind of bad, kind of embarrassing, not gonna lie, but at least we're making a profit. We also got 95k on the Grazi, which is quite bad, but a profit is a profit at the end of the day. I didn't mean to make that little money on them, but it is what it is. Now, let's go ahead and try to flip some Pegasians here. Pegasians are looking really nice right now. I don't know if that's going to last very long, but we will try to get as many as we can here in the short term. We'll list 4 of them right off the bat, see if we can buy and sell them with relative ease. If we can, we'll cycle back in. Now, I think that's something that you should really adapt to your strategy, right? If you're not doing that already. Don't be like me and just list like full quantities of items. I just do it because I have the cash on hand to actually invest into it. But I really think that if you are flipping items in this new meta, just list 2 or 3 and try to flip them back and forth and go from there. Because if you don't do that, then the problem is your limit will never finish and you'll be sitting on the flip for too long. So if you list a small limit, it naturally forces you to check back on your flip and it just keeps you more efficient in your flipping sessions. It's been working for me really well. You'll see I only have like 4 Sanguestis listed, 4 Pegasian boots listed, and 3 Arcane Spirit Shields. Just doing smaller quantities and finishing your limit that way is the best way to do it in my experience. 95k profit on the Grazi, is that it? I know, world. It's tiny profit, man. And I need to do better than that. Trust me, we're going to try to make it up and get a better profit than that so we can show off something nice. But anyway, guys, if you are enjoying the stream today, please drop a like. It really does help me out a lot here on the channel, and your support means so much to me. And it's awesome that you guys are here on this Friday evening to enjoy a nice flipping session with me today. Now, on top of that as well, be sure to give us a subscription, a follow over on Twitch. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'd love to have you guys join us, join the flipping team, and thank you guys for tuning in. Seriously, do appreciate it, and happy Friday to all of you. We have Codeman268 giving us a subscription over on Twitch. Codeman, thank you so much, man. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for dropping the Prime on the stream, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the flipping team, and let me know how I can best assist you in making some massive profits on the exchange. Now, we have SS Kappa saying, the new meta is focused on less listing due to having to change a lot of margins. Absolutely, because margins are fluctuating at extreme speeds. Now, if anyone has been flipping during an off-peak time versus an on-peak time, let me know how it's gone, because in my experience, my off-peak flipping has been a lot more profitable than my on-peak flipping. So I am curious to know how it's going for other people, if they're making a lot more off-peak than on-peak, and just their experience with that. I would like to get more insight into it, so if anyone's been trying to flip off-peak and try to make profits off-peak, then let me know. Let's do the Ceridome Godsword next. I do have a few too many items listed at this current point in time, but I do want to try to take advantage of as many things as I can here in the short term. We'll go ahead and try to get 6 of those Ceridome Godswords. We also have these Sanguestis coming through. We're going to list those in for a nice little sell offer here. As you guys remember from a couple minutes ago, the margin on these was actually looking very, very nice, so we're going to try to hit that as quickly as we can. It's not looking as good anymore, but it's still decent. Okay, we're looking fine on most stuff here. Maybe the Pegasians are a little bit low in price. And it does look like we are a little bit low on the Pegasians right now, so I'm going to actually knock those up as well. Let's see, what are they going for? Okay. And we'll list them, let them do their thing. We can't get 7. We'll get another 4 of those going here in, and we'll try to let those flip. I mean, I'm a little bit nervous on these Sanguesti stabs, right? Because they are buying up, but we haven't sold any yet. So that's just something to keep an eye on here. Hilmir Fate says, would you ever stream off-peak occasionally? Yes, but if I streamed off-peak, it would be like way more... How do I describe it? Like... I would be, because the problem is off-peak for me is like past, like it's like 1 a.m. territory, right? On the weekends. So yes, I might stream during that time, but I won't be like as up and active as I would be right now, because I'll be a little bit more tired, a little bit more out of it. Like, I don't know if I'd put the suit on, maybe no webcam. It wouldn't be as fun, but you might be able to learn a little bit more. It would at least be a little bit laid back, but I do plan on making videos off-peak, so that might help you out, and we can talk through a couple tips and strategies for off-peak flipping versus on-peak flipping. And when you're off-peak flipping, you want to be a little bit more patient with your stuff, right? Because there's less competition on the markets, and you're more likely to hit a better margin due to that low competition, lower volume, and things like that. So you don't want to freak out as much off-peak because the volume is naturally lower than it would be on-peak. So there's a lot of different slight nuances that you'd want to do when you flip off-peak versus on-peak. And most of the stuff we showcase here is on-peak flipping, just because that's when I do these live streams. But if you guys have any questions about off-peak flipping and really maximizing your profit that way, then let me know. Who's Man King says, how is the GE working exactly? I mean, how does the GE determine the price item will get sold for? It just depends on the buyers and sellers, man. That's it. It depends what you list for and things like that. SS Kappa says, it's supply and demand. Yeah, it's supply and demand, exactly. There's a little bit more that goes into it as far as like how the Grand Exchange works on a technical level, but we're not going to go into that. Anyway, Click a Loss. I like the name, man. Thank you for tuning in, by the way. He says, the trades slow down, but the margins have room to grow from what I've experienced from Australia, so my afternoons are peak times. You're lucky, man, okay? I'm going to move to Australia for that specific reason alone. It would be nice. Lake Chiesi popping in saying hi. Good to see you, Lake. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a great Friday. I know I am. Happy Friday to everybody in the chat. What are you doing this weekend? Hopefully you guys have something fun planned so you can get outside and do something instead of sitting inside and playing RuneScape all day, because I know that's what a lot of you want to do, okay? I understand, but you got to stretch the legs every once in a while, okay? Now, we've been waiting a little bit long on this Twisted Bow. I am going to hold the offer there because the buy offer hasn't been updated in quite a while, so we could still be on margin for that. The sell offer hasn't been updated either in about 5 minutes or so, so we'll keep a close eye on that. Going to Florida? Nice, man. I wish I was going to Florida. It's nice and sunny there. Get some warm weather in. You know how it is. Even no commentary, I would watch. Oh, Hilm, I have to put commentary on my stuff. I cannot live stream and not put commentary on it, to be quite honest. Maybe a video would be better then. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's keep our close eye on a lot of this stuff here. The Ceredoman Godsword, looks like we're a little bit off margin on that right now. I should have knocked that up a couple of minutes ago, but I just didn't really notice. That's the problem I've been having personally with doing these live streams, is like, it's so hard for me to focus on my margins because, look, I just love talking about flipping, talking to you guys, and seeing how you guys are doing, right? So it's not always easy for me to stay on top of every single margin when I am on streams. Now, that being said, I do my best to stay on these margins, and if I'm doing a poor job, please yell at me. How do you think the Wizard feels after this new merching update? I mean, I'm still here at the Grand Exchange, so I would assume he's pretty happy with that. Anas says, is killing imps in free-to-play good? I mean, it's gonna net you some money from the beads that you can collect, but I would not say it's a good moneymaker. Floor Tile says, the Manscape is back at it. Good to see you, Floor Tile, man. Thank you for tuning in. And he says, is it Beer Review Friday? You know, that's why I'm stopping in. We do have our Miller Lite here today, so, I mean, it's a standard beer that I have almost every single Friday here on the stream. So, I mean, it's not really a review in a sense. It's more so sitting back, kicking back, and enjoying a nice brew on a Friday evening. Hopefully you've got something as well, Floor Tile, and hopefully you're having a great, great Friday as well. You should buy some special beers and do a tasting. I do have a like, what is it called? A liquor store. Not really a liquor store. It's a place near me that sells, like, local brewed beers from, I don't know, it's, like, from anywhere on the East Coast, really. So, yeah, I could do that, but the problem is I'll get smashed because all of those beers are, like, 6% plus, while a Miller Lite is like, what, 4%? So, at best. So, I mean, like, hey, could be a crazy stream, we'll put it that way. Do it? Okay, fine. Stoof is a little crazy today, guys. Hey, we gotta calm him down. Currently at work, or I'd enjoy it with you. Ah, got it. Every Miller Lite is special on its own. Each tab reveals a new adventure. Are you trying to get me to like advertise them or something? That seems a little bit ambitious for a Miller Lite, but it could lead to memory loss. I'll put it that way. DJ says, should we not fill out all 8 slots anymore? DJ, I saw your comment earlier. I do apologize, man. Good to see you. In my opinion, no. You should probably not list 8 of anything in this current meta because margins change so quickly that you're unlikely to fill a full limit. I find it better to go for 3 or 4 at a time and just adjust it from there. And if it doesn't work out for you in that sense, then maybe move on to a different item if it's not buying out. That's what I do. In my experience, when I'm not flipping on stream, I rotate through a lot of items if something's not working out because I'll just come back to it later. It doesn't really bother me, and I'll just track the item as I go through my session, and yeah, come back to it when I feel like the margin might be good. Like, because there could be a lot of people on an item that has a good margin, which would make sense, right? If a good margin shows up, a lot of people are going to want to flip it, especially with tools from the OSRS price wiki where it's going to show you what the best margins are. So everybody and their mother knows where the best margins are. So a lot of these great margins do get very competitive very quickly. So trying to find those like items that have good margins, but maybe not the best margins it's just a good way to go about it. Let's look through some things here. Okay, very, very nice. I see a great little sneaky margin we might be able to hit here, and that is on the Justiciar face guard. Now, I just pinned that down. Let's see where that is. Okay, let's go ahead and get a couple of those listed. We should be able to sneak this in very quickly. I am going to go ahead and list 8 of those, but I would not recommend that. It's probably not going to fill completely. I like to peer pressure. I'm sorry. It's okay, Stoop. It's okay. I forgive you. I forgive you. I'm just having a good Friday, guys. I'm really happy today. I hope you guys are as well. You have a full weekend of gaming ahead of you, okay? That's how I feel on my Fridays, okay? Now, of course, I'll get out there and do some exercise as well, but Friday is always such a good vibe. Or maybe you're in school and you have the weekend off as well. I mean, that's why the weekend's so great. It doesn't matter if you work or you go to school, everybody's got off. Unless you work the weekends, which hopefully you have some time off during the week if that is the case. And F's in the chat if you have work on the weekend. Feels bad, man. Okay, good. 8 felt so overwhelming. Yeah, it can feel overwhelming trying to flip a full quantity of 8 in this current meta, that's for sure. Luckily, we did get out of those Vigorous Chain Maces. Does look like the margin closed a lot on those, so it's good we avoided that. And it looks like the face guards kind of have a crappy margin now, so we're gonna walk away from those for a bit, and we're gonna go on to something else. Let's do try to find some stuff that's gonna flip relatively fast on my list here. Okay, this looks good. We can do these. We do need to keep an eye on those Sanguesti staves. We haven't sold any yet, and we have had them for a while, so it would be something we'd like to keep an eye on. Just something I noticed. Let's see where those are selling around. Shoot, they're coming right back down in price. Not what I wanted to see. We will list those. Shoot. It's a tough situation, right? Because we do have the Sanguestis at a relatively high price compared to where they've been trading around here the past couple of minutes. And I don't want to list them for where we bought them because then we're really not making any profit off of them. So I'm just going to leave them where they were previously listed. And we're going to try to cycle back in at a cheaper price for those Sanguesti staves. We should be able to pick up a few, I believe. And we'll try to get 3, maybe. Yeah, we'll leave that to do its thing there. We also have this Arcane Spirit Shield that has not sold off yet. We still are in a profitable range on the one that we do have with the current live margin that the item has. And I'm going to try to sell that off for a little bit lower than the current margin. We still are, again, profitable on that, but not as profitable. I was hoping for a little bit more luck on the Arcane Spirit Shield. Horse Detective says, just feels like constant refreshing now rather than intuition and patience. Absolutely. And it's you know, I was kind of talking about this last stream a lot. It's no longer a quote-unquote pay-to-play game, right? Because beforehand, like, you'd have to do a margin check on certain stuff. You didn't have to. You could guess where the margin was, but even that might take you some time, right? But if you paid for the margin, you get that information immediately. Well, now everyone has all the information at any point in time, regardless of the time of day. They have the most accurate stuff, right? The only thing that would deter that is actually disabling the Grand Exchange plugin. That way your prices don't get tracked, right? So I think as of right now, you know, it's definitely an interesting situation we're in. Although when things get very, very volatile, I still think we're going to have insane flipping periods. You're going to have insane flipping sessions. And like I said, off-peak flipping makes me a lot more profit per hour just due to the lack of competition during those times. Now, it's not always going to be like that. Of course, it's just like before, right? Markets are sometimes really great and sometimes they're just not as great. And right now, you have to keep in mind that things are crashing immensely. There's a lot of deflation on these items. Due to like a lot of bots being removed, I think, and just in general, the game not having any great updates ahead of it. And I think when the game has really great updates in front of it, people get motivated to play the game, they get ready for these updates, but it's just not really the case right now. I mean, can anyone think of any, you know, content updates that are going to make a big difference for the game from an experience standpoint? Like, I know like Group Iron Man's being played and stuff like that, but like Temporos, like that's not really something that's going to get the markets going crazy. Some bigger PVM update would help. Combat achievements would help, but it's not going to make any, you know, it's not going to shoot prices up like a bigger update would, like Raids 1 or Raids 2. And keep in mind, we've kind of been dry for a big PVM update for quite some time. I mean, I think the last one was the Nightmare boss, if I remember correctly. Should the flipping community shut off the GE plugin? I mean, it's personally up to you. I mean, if you want to shut off the GE plugin, that's your idea. I personally have mine shut off because I don't want people to see my price listings for as long as possible. But again, it's up to you and your situation. I currently, though, have mine shut off. Also, Pegasian boots came down on us as well. Gonna leave them where they are. Currently a 0 GP margin on the Pegasian boots. Interesting. Okay, let's see. This Twisted Bow is looking a little bit stale. I don't know why I didn't update that. We were not on margin for that for probably quite some time. So you guys have to yell at me in that situation. But anyway, let's go ahead and cycle into another item to try to make some profit. And that's going to be the Dragon Hunter Lance. Now, I do want to try and flip a few of these before this margin closes here. So we're going to list 6 of them here and try to get that off. Now, the Kodai is bought extremely quick as well. So I do imagine this is not going to be the easiest flip to complete just because of how quickly that filled. But again, we will try to flip it as quickly as possible. And we do have a few too many items for us to handle here at this point in time. And it does look like the crossbow margin has closed a little bit as well. So we're going to turn around and adjust that a little bit here. Get a few of those going, and I think we're pretty much good. I don't really want to list anything else because I think it's going to be too many items to manage, so we will keep an eye on things here. Now, the Ceridome and God Swords, we need to turn these around as well. They are holding a decent margin, so I'm pretty happy about that. And yeah, we're good for that. Okay, awesome. Justice Tiger says, has anyone else been having long periods of times of items taken to sell? I think that things take a lot longer because there's just more competition now that people know where margins are at any given point in time. And if you're not constantly fluctuating those margins around, then it's definitely going to take longer to sell things, right? So I think that might play into it a little bit. Jay Hefner said, yo, I hope you managed to sell those LEs from this morning. Yes, I was able to. We made profit on one of them, and then we lost money on the second one. Just not too much, like 3 mil. So it wasn't horrible. It could have been a lot worse considering that the LE was looking a little bit sketchy. But in total, I think it was like a 2 mil loss or something because we didn't make too much on that second LE. But Jay, it's good to see you. It could have been a lot worse, man. I'm happy to avoid that. And by the way, guys, hopefully you are enjoying the stream. I hope you're having a great Friday as well. Be sure to drop a like over on YouTube if you are enjoying. It really, really does help me out a lot, guys, and I really would appreciate it. And yeah, happy Friday. Hopefully you've got the weekend off. Let's make some profit here today. We're currently at 3.9 mil in profit about 40 minutes into the stream. So not too bad, not amazing. Looking about average for me right now, which is not too bad. So let's go ahead and sell this crossbow back. We actually do have decent margin on this right now, so I would like to liquidate that. And I don't know why we can't buy any of these crossbows, but anyway, we'll leave that be. We'll bump it up a little bit, actually. So are the prices from the OSRS wiki only from the RuneLite users with the GE plugin on? Yes, that is correct. Not the flipping one. It's not the flipping one, it's just the GE plugin. It doesn't have anything to do with flipping utilities, as far as I know. We have Vulcan Aduman giving us a membership over on YouTube. I don't know why it didn't pop up on the screen. Maybe it did and I missed it, but thank you so much, Vulcan, for the membership, dude. I really do appreciate that. And I know you've been a member in the past, so thank you for your continued support, man. There it is right there, man. There it is. Paying my GE tax. Love it, man. Thank you for joining the Bank Standers Club. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for joining us, Vulcan, man. I think you're usually a little bit more quiet in the chat, but I do appreciate you giving us the membership. Seriously, man. It does mean a lot. It's been a great day so far, guys. Like, well, we had one Prime subscription. We had one membership on YouTube. I mean, is there anything else I can ask for? Like, really? Thank you, guys, man. Seriously, do appreciate it. Now, we have OSRS Clues saying, "Hey, Scape, I've lost a ton of GP on my Inquisitor set over the past 48 hours. Any ideas besides liquidation for the cause?" Just liquidation. We're in a state of deflationary. We're in a deflationary state in old school RuneScape right now. I think it's because there's no new updates on the horizon. There's, kind of stagnation in the player base right now. And I think people are just selling off their items. They think cash is a little bit more valuable at this point in time. And it's just a pretty natural response in the game. We do go through these states in RuneScape where we have states of inflation and deflation. Currently right now we're in a deflationary period. We've been in it for like a month and a half. I would imagine it's going to last maybe another month and a half or 2 months, possibly 3 months, depending on the update timeline. It could be the whole year. You never really know how long these things are going to last, but in general, they last about 3 months usually. And then things will probably start climbing back up again, but right now, things are definitely looking like they're coming down in price and probably will continue to do so. We do see the Elysian showing some very bearish movements here recently, although they have had, it's had pretty significant price recoveries, but it has not cleared 1 bill since dropping below it in my, I think. So, a lot of items are coming down. There's definitely a lot less hype for things, a lot less demand for things, and I think that is because of really no update horizon. Now, I could be wrong on that. It's just my guess. Let's go ahead and put this lance in here for 67 million, and we're going to list that a little bit lower than the margin. Try to squeeze a few of those in, get a little bit of profit out of that, as we do have a lot of stagnation on a few of these items. So, hoping we can clear a couple things, push a couple things through the exchange. It does look like the Sanguesti staves did hit some price support, though, so we should be able to sell them at this price point we have them listed at. Currently about 4 mil in profit. Decent session right now, guys. Very happy about that. Vulcan says, "I've got a small stack of investments for June." Very, very nice. You don't have to share the investment item if you don't want to, but I am curious what you're holding on to. What are you investing in? Now, I know a lot of our members have started moving more towards investing and overnight flipping exclusively with this real-time price information, and I think that's maybe one of the most powerful ways to really make a lot of GP right now. I think overnights in this current state are probably the best thing you can do from a flipping standpoint and are going to make you the most money. Now, also, guys, we're going to leave these pagations here because I do want to make a profit on those, and we haven't been able to. So, again, oh, shoot, I had these God Swords listed wrong the whole time. Oh, no. So, again, I do want to list those pagations and just kind of wait for them to sell off. I think we're going to be fine on them. It's going to take some time. Basically mid-level gear. Interesting. Well, good luck on the investment, Vulcan. Hopefully you make a couple million GP. Would be very nice to pick that up. And let's see. We do have these lances here. Still waiting to sell a few of these off. Now, we're about 5K off margin on those now, so we're going to knock those down. OSRS Clue says, never tried overnights. Any recommendations for items for entry-level overnights? Yeah, sure. Mahogany planks, oak planks, magic logs are really good. Barrows gear, and honestly, those are like what I would focus on if I started to overnight flip with like a medium cash stack, maybe 50 to 100 mil. That's where you're going to want to start. Maybe even 200 mil. You could even do some of those things. But start with like relatively high volume stuff or relatively high volume gear. I think that's the best way to do it. Look at the price graphs, see where it's dipping throughout the day, try to buy in at those prices. That's the simple overnight guide right off the bat there. There's a little bit more that goes into it, but again, I am working on an overnight guide for you guys that utilizes the new price information, the real-time price information that is. So I'm hoping that's going to be helpful. I know I have a couple guides on the channel that go over how to overnight flip without this real-time price information, but again, I think it's going to help you guys out. Robert popping in as well. He says, yo, good to see you, Robert. Thank you for tuning in today. Happy Friday, Robert. Whew. Come on, profits. Now, our margin got updated too, which is a little bit unfortunate. Do you ever try catching bot dumps? No, not really. I mean, I don't really think bot dumps are a real thing, but they're pretty inconsistent. They're not very easy to predict. So I just kind of flip regular overnight items, and honestly, it works out fine for me. I think speculating that a bot dump is going to happen and trying to catch it is a little bit of wishful thinking, if you ask me. It's just better to flip overnight items regularly and make a profit that way. Because while you can actually make bank if you invested your whole stack into an overnight bot dump, but the problem is it's just not that easy to tell which items are going to dump overnight. I mean, there are items, like certain categories of items that do dump more than others, but again, I think trying to guess which item is going to dump tonight is a little bit tough. Mahmood says, what do you think of folks who use the wiki price tools but don't actually keep their margins hidden by not using RuneLight? I feel like there's potential profit for price manipulation. Definitely. I think there is definitely profit in a manipulation space. But I mean, if you're using RuneLight and you're not turning off the GE plugin and you're showing margins, like, that's on you. I mean, there's nothing really I can say about that. It's your choice. I mean, if you keep your margins on, I benefit. So I'm not really going to tell people, hey, make sure you turn it off. If you turn it off, your margins won't be tracked. But if you don't turn it off, you're helping me out. So it's up to you on that one, I guess. Now, there definitely can be a little bit of price disparity when people turn it off and against people who have it on, and just like that mismatch in pricing, but there is an advantage to having it off in my experience. The only times bot dumps truly happen is when Twitch Prime is active and you can't, because you can tell what bot farms are doing. No point in guessing it outside of Twitch Prime. Very, very good point on that. Things like bowstrings can be dumped during those botting primes. Air orbs would probably be another one, I'd have to guess, which probably have a decent amount of potential on them, the air orbs, if they get bot dumped, just because they are such a high demand item as well, and they're used quite frequently, so I would expect that. Now, let's see. And I'm sure it's heavily botted. I mean, I can't imagine it's not. Let's get out of these crossbows here. A lot of our flips right now are a little bit stale. But some stuff, again, I don't want to adjust too much because I do think they will sell at their price levels I have them at now if I just leave them a little bit longer. So, anyway. Oh, yeah, red shin dumps, those happen a lot, Mahmood. I mean, they happen so frequently. But anyway. Leaving it on helps me gauge the market and how to take over a margin. Fair enough, fair enough. I don't want to show people my margins. I think there's benefit to not showing your margins because then you could be on an item and other people not know you're on the item and they'll list lower than you. There's always the potential for that. So that's why I personally do not like sharing my margins. But again, I'm not going to tell you to not share them. Robert L says, how you doing today, my man? I'm doing good, man. I just no complaints today, just flipping on a casual Friday. I mean, you guys know that Friday streams are one of my favorite streams. I get to sit back, kick back, have a nice beer, and flip some items, make some bank, and chat with you guys about flipping. One of my favorite things to do across all video games, by the way. Okay, I've never put as much time into any specific task in a video game than I have flipping in RuneScape. So I'd like to say I have a pretty decent handle on things by now. Although I will say the meta switch did throw me off a little bit. Kappa says, yep, always hide your margins. The amount of times I get 1 to 2 more items at a margin because of it is insane. Exactly. I mean, I'm not even going to comment on that because that's so accurate. We do have 319 mil on hand currently. These Hydra Leathers aren't really working out. We have a lot of stale stuff here. We're going to cycle out of these Sanguesti Staffs as well. We were hoping to catch those on a dump, but the dump never happened. Now, we do have the Sanguesti Staffs listed on the sell offer. We've got about 4 of those. We will wait a little bit longer on those as well. And we do have 2 separate crossbows here, which we're actually going to group together and try to sell them off for a slight profit. That's the thing in this new meta, which is why I like to focus on high margin items, is there's so many price swings in these lower end items that, like, by the time you buy 2 of them and you go to sell them, the margin's already like 30k lower, and then it's like, well, it's not even a good flip anymore. So that's why I like to focus on the high margin stuff in this current meta. And I mean, that's just me. I know some people have even been doing high volume and having some decent success with that as well, but I just think high margin right now is super, super powerful. Less competition in general. Yes, of course, there's going to be a little bit more competition during peak times versus off-peak times, which is why I think off-peak flipping for high margin stuff, or just flipping in general off-peak, is super, super powerful. It's going to increase your profits by like 2 times, 2.5 times. And honestly, I do feel that way. Every time I flipped off-peak, I've been making a lot of money. So I really do think that flipping off-peak is the meta right now. And of course, like I said before, overnights are extremely meta. I think that if you're not utilizing overnight flipping, it is super, super important to try it out and try to get used to it. You might lose money in the beginning overnight flipping, okay? And I think that's like the largest barrier to entry with people, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to lose money overnight flipping. Like, they're so scared to lose a little bit of profit doing overnight flips. What they don't realize is once they've land overnight flipping, they're literally going to make like 4 mil overnight every night, at least. I mean, that's at like you know, 200 mil stack, you can do that. And I think once they learn that, like, you might pay a little bit back to the exchange learning, but once you learn it, oh my god, it is such a profitable moneymaker. And it's so low effort. It's unbelievably low effort. It's crazy. Anyway, it just blows my mind that people do not utilize overnight flipping. Seriously. Regan D says, if you gave me 200 mil, could you double it? Regan, sorry, I do not do any doubling, but thank you for tuning in, Regan. Do appreciate it. Now, C9 says, hey, what's up, bro? Good to see you, C9. Thank you for tuning in today. Welcome to the Friday stream. Hopefully you're having a great day as well. Also, why would he double it for you? Yeah, true. If I gave you 10 mil, would you half it? Maybe. I mean, I might run away with that. Okay, 10 mil, that's a lot of money. Hilmier Fate says, wait, what are they flipping at 200 mil overnight? I've been doing green Hide Leather and other stuff on your list, getting lucky with 1 mil overnight. You should be able to get a little bit more profit than that with a 200 mil stack if you're flipping overnight, especially if you're to focus on things that are a little bit like lower volume than Barrow's gear. Maybe 4 mil is a stretch. Maybe 4 mil on a good night, but I think you're right on Hilm with the green dragon leather. The black dragon leather is another great option as well. It's a little more volatile, so you can make a little bit more profit that way. It's a little bit harder to catch though. Now, what I would focus on with a 200 mil stack is like Amethyst Crystal, Mahogany planks are really good, Oak planks, Magic logs, Mana rays. These are for overnights too. I would say active flips are pretty decent for these as well. You could do ancestral hats. That's going to net you a lot of money if you nail that. But again, it's a little bit on the riskier side if you go into those. You could flip some basic Justiciar pieces if you're really trying to maximize profit. But again, I think sticking to that high volume stuff is the best way to do it. A Din's Bulwark is a great option too. That's really it. I mean, I maybe 4 mil was a little bit ambitious. Spike Manacle is really good. Fremenite Kilt is really good, just because there's only one way those come into the game. Anytime there's an item that's in the game that only comes in one way, it tends to be very good for overnight flipping, just because the volume is consistent. And if someone dumps or pumps, then you really ride that out. All right, sounds good. Do you sell right when you wake up or wait until the night? In my opinion, if you're getting on to play the next morning, then just sell them immediately and just take your profits. But if you're going to work or something, try to list them a little bit higher. See if you can sell them for even more profit. That's just my preference, though. Like, if you're not going to play right away, you might as well not rush it, right? Now, we did get that scythe off for a 700k profit, which is not amazing, but it's not bad in the current meta, especially active flipping on the scythe during a peak time as well, right? So I would like to go back in and flip another one of those if we're going to be able to. We'll see if we can get another one. Today is my birthday. My Friday is going great. C9, happy birthday, man. Everyone wish C9 a happy birthday in the chat. Hopefully, you're old enough to drink and you can have a beer or something like that, man. But happy birthday, and hopefully you're having a great day, dude. We are looking pretty decent right now in this session. We're currently at about a 5.2 mil. I'm hoping to squeeze out another Twisted Bow flip or another Scythe flip here in the latter half of the stream. We're still on margin for that Scythe, so I think we'll be good where we are. That Twisted Bow, though, might not hit. That Twisted Bow is not looking amazing. But, again, we're going to leave it. We'll see what happens. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the stream today over on YouTube, please drop a like. It really helps me out a lot. Give us a subscription on there as well if you want to see more flipping content like this. I'm always bringing flipping content and flipping live streams to the channel for you guys to enjoy. So hopefully you do enjoy it. And Arn giving us a follow over on Twitch as well. Thank you so much, Arn. Welcome to the flipping team. And yeah, I really appreciate the support. And yeah, drop a like. You know, do all the YouTube things that I could spam here, okay? Oh, Discord is very important too. If you want to learn more about flipping or money making, you want to chat with me off stream, Discord is the best place to do it. We've got a Discord of over 2,000 members, and we'd love to have you in there as well. Yeah, but anyway, let's keep flipping, man. 39 people over on YouTube. Welcome, everybody. Holy moly. Thank you for tuning in. Do appreciate it. Now, we're not flipping that much, and we're not being that intense on our items right now. We do have the Picasian Boots and the Sanguesti Staves, which have been sitting for 27 minutes and 22 minutes, respectively. Now, I do think those will sell off-stream. I don't want to rush it today. I think just keeping it calm, trying to get a profit on those. You know, I don't want to dump them, that's for sure. But anyway, trying to get this Twisted Bow and this Scythe flipped here in the latter half. We'll just be very patient with how we do that here. And we're still on margin for both, so we're looking great. And we're just going to keep it very relaxed here in the short term. Shankamuffing saying hello. Good to see you, Shank. Thank you for tuning in today. How did the Vorkath run go, buddy? Did you get any good loot or any luck? Let me know. We have Galgor as well. He says, hey, man, how do you turn off the price reporting on RuneLite? I don't want people stealing my margins. I don't want those kids stealing my dang margins. Well, the way to do it is you just go to RuneLite, and on the sidebar, you're going to see all the plugins. RuneLite has a built-in plugin for the Grand Exchange. Just turn that Grand Exchange plugin off. If you turn off the Grand Exchange plugin, your prices will not get sent to the RuneLite API to get your prices tracked live. So I'd recommend doing that. I could make a video on it, but like it's a pretty simple thing to do. Always ready to flame you on Discord. I mean, help you. SS Kappa with the flames. You know, why Kappa? Okay, why? Why would you do that to me? No, I mean, I honestly, our Discord is very, very helpful. Like, we're a very friendly group of people. We're just focused on making money and flipping in old school RuneScape, making investments, anything related to investments in old school RuneScape is really what we're about. So if you're just trying to learn a thing or two about flipping, regardless of if you're a beginner or an experienced flipper, join us on Discord. I honestly think it's going to help you out a lot. And I know people in the live chat can vouch for it as well. I mean, a lot of our older viewers in here, you know, didn't know much about flipping when they started, and they joined the Discord, really got incorporated into the community, and now they're so much more skilled than they were when they started. And I think that just goes to show, like, if you're serious about increasing your money in RuneScape, or you're serious about making profit, that if you join, it's really going to help you out. So it's very beneficial. Anyway, Who's Man King says, just wondering if you could help me with a buying price for Mahogany planks as an overnight. Today's lowest was 2,119. Do I buy for like 2,100? No, I would probably, like, the way I would do it is, Who's Man, is check the margin in-game right now. Just pay for a margin check. It's probably going to cost you 50 GP max. Then wherever it's trading, I would probably, if today's lowest was 2,119, I'd probably list for like 2,110 and let it sit there. And you should succeed. But it depends how much, you know, it depends how much action the item has had. And again, I have to make a video on it. I know the video is going to be made this weekend, I promise. So many, like literally so many private messages this week on the Discord group about like overnight flipping. So I'll be sure to get something out for you guys. Jar of Decay, no! Not like this. No. Yo. Can we get an F in the chat for Shankamuffin getting the freaking Jar of Decay? F's in the chat. So sad, man. So sad. My thoughts and prayers go out to you, man. Anyway, Damon says, the Discord has helped me a ton in just a couple of weeks. Damon, I'm telling you, man. See? Damon is a live testament. C9 says, cheers from Argentina, bro. I'm too old now. Cheers to that, man. Shank got shanked by Vork. Yep. So sad. Tragic. Appreciate it, man. Thanks anyways. No problem, dude. Discord is also nice if you want to bug Scape off stream. Okay, thanks, Jay. Appreciate that, man. Come and bug me on Discord, okay? Anyway. Guys, I think we are going to wrap it up here today. We are past the 1 hour mark. We're going to cancel these scythe offers, the twisted bow offers. We're going to leave the Pegasian boots and the, the Sanguesi stabs in. Guys, I think our profits were tracked accurately today compared to last stream. We made just about as much money last stream as we did this stream. 5.2 mil in profit. Very, very nice on this lovely, lovely Friday evening. Now, guys, if you did enjoy the stream today, please do drop a like. It really does help me out a lot. Give us a follow over on Twitch. Give us a subscription on YouTube. And, of course, join us on Discord. We'd really love to have you in there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Really do appreciate it. Thanks for spending your Friday evening with me. Drop a like, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you, guys.